Hey everybody, welcome to What's Cooking with Captain Ron. Come on in, let's see what's going on.
Well, before we get started, I want to get this charcoal going before we start cooking. So I'm going to use these new Fogo lighters that I got. They are great. They're chemical free and they get the fire going real quickly. You just stick them in there in your charcoal, put a little fire underneath them, give them just a couple minutes, cover them with another couple pieces of charcoal, and in no time at all, you got your fire burning hot.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another installment of What's Cooking with Captain Ron. I guess that you enjoyed last week's videos. You're here back again. What we're going to do this week is something a little bit different. We're going to do a prime rib on the big green egg. That's right.
The first thing I'm going to do is season it up with this Wassey's Classic Steak Rub.
I'm going to put it on pretty liberally. All right, this is going to cook down for a while, so you really want the thing to coat well. All right, so we're going to do it on all sides. You want to get the tops, the bottoms. Now what I did at this, I had the butcher, he actually cut it off of the bone. You can see the bones here. He cut it off of the bone and then tied it back on. That's what these strings are for. What we're going to do is we're going to reverse sear this, which means we're going to cook it at a nice steady low temperature. We're going to take it off at the end and let it sit for about 10 minutes or so while we crank up the heat to about 600 degrees. And we're going to flash cook it on about 1 minute on each side. I wish that I had a roasting pan with a rack in it. That would be wonderful if I could just had that somewhere. Oh, look at that. Huh. Ask, ye shall receive. So I'm going to cook this in the pan here. Just set it right in there. Now what I have is I want a little bit of juice in the bottom. So when this thing cooks, all the juices are going to come out of it. The nice flats are going to flow out of it and be in the pan. Now I don't want that to burn off. So we're going to put some broth. I make my own homemade broth. Make it from beef bones. I'm going to put some broth in there. And we're going to put some water. Now some people don't know to put water. The reason that I put the water is because it's going to evaporate some. And once it evaporates, it's going to really intensify the flavor. So the water will cook out of it and it'll leave my nice broth the same kind of flavor. So that's what we're going to do. This is all ready to go now. Let's go over to the large green egg we're going to cook this on. Let's get this going. Okay, so we've got our standing rib roast. We're going to put it on the big green egg. I got it going at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to put this baby on here. We're going to cook. We're going to eat us a good dinner tonight, baby. So I'm putting the whole thing on there. Pan. We got all the juices in there. It fits perfectly. Now this thing's going to cook for about 30 minutes a pound or so, something like that. So we're just going to close that up. We're going to cook. You can see I got it loaded up with Fogo super premium lung charcoal because we're doing a long cook on this one, a slower and lower cook. So I like to use this. It's a little bit larger chunks. Green egg charcoal is good. A lot of them are good, but I like to use the Fogo for this. All right, so our prime rib's been cooking away for a little while. We want to control the internal temperature. I want it about medium to medium rare. And since we're going to reverse sear it, I'm going to cook it to about 120, 125 degrees. But I want to know where it is. So I like to use this. It's a ThermoPro ThermoWorks pen. What I do is I like 2 probes. I put one in either side, and it's going to let me know. I can set this inside with me. I don't have to be standing over the grill the whole time. So it's going to let me know when my meat is to the desired temperature. Okay? So this is how we do it. Okay? We take each probe. You want to get it into the center of the meat. All right, you don't want it, so I like to measure it out. That's going to be about the center of my meat right there. About halfway through, just stick that right in. Now, I'm not touching the food here, but the same thing. I'm going to go about halfway in. So yeah, right about there, depth-wise. And once it's in, we just let it sit. Okay, I have a little trick I use. It's got a little hook on here, so I just hang it on the handle here. I can always check it there, and it's going to tell me the temperatures of both of the probes right there, so I always know. Again, the reason I'm going to 120 or 125 is that we're going to reverse sear it, so it's still going to cook a little bit after I take it off. We're going to get the Mini-Max going, or maybe even this one going to a really crazy hot temperature, 600, 700 degrees. I'm going to sear it real quick on both sides to give it that nice char, that nice crust on the outside. Okay, so we've got our meat cooking on. We've got our chopped onions here. I got my handy dandy professional carrying case, which is this incredibly beautiful bag we got at the supermarket. So it's been cooking away nicely. All we do is you take the onions and just sprinkle them into the bottom of the pan. All right, so I've spread all the onions around in there. It's cooking nicely again. We're going to close this baby up. let it finish up. Again, we're gonna take it to about 225 degrees, maybe 220 I'm gonna stop at since we're reverse searing it. It's got a while to go yet, so we're gonna take a little break, go inside. It's hot as can be out here. We're in southern Florida, and it's middle of October. It's only 92 degrees today. So I heard it snowed yesterday in Denver. Woo! Anyway, I'm glad we're here. Let's come back in a little while.
All right, so our temperature has reached 126 degrees internal, so we are going to pull this roast off of here. Let's open up the egg and see what we've got. Oh God, yeah, look at that thing. I can't wait to dig into this. We want to put some heat-resistant gloves on, folks. This thing gets really hot. I don't want to burn my hands. So let's grab this thing. I'm going to take it off. I'm just going to set it on the side. Once it's on the side, we're going to let it rest for about 10 minutes. Look at how beautiful that thing looks. Oh my God. All right, I'm going to take this pan out of here. The pan has collected all the juices. I want to save that because we're going to make a beautiful au jus sauce out of here. I'm going to go set this inside. We're going to get this egg cranked up. All right, it's all heated. Now, when you open this thing up for the reverse sear, you always want to burp it first like this, because if you don't, you're going to get a flash fire come out on you and burn your arms. Almost every egg owner has done it once or twice. So the cast iron pan is heated. This thing's cooking at about 700 degrees right now. We're going to put this on. We're going to go about 45 seconds, maybe a minute per side, all right? You don't want to burn it. You just want to get a nice char on this beautiful crust that we hit. The seasoning is going to really give it extra flavor, and we're going to rock this thing. Okay, so we took our roast off. Remember to cut the strings off, folks. There's nothing worse than somebody biting into their meat and getting a string in there. I'm going to cut this baby open. If we're lucky, it should be nice and pink from edge to edge. All right, oh yeah. Yep, I think we did it. Now, you still got the bones connected at the end. They cut it most of the way through, but we just got to cut off this extra piece here. Cut this off. Oh, yeah. I can't wait to gnaw on that. Now, cutting this, I like to cut thin slices. I don't like a big, giant, fat slices. Look at that, baby. Pink from edge to edge. All right? The crust is nicely burned on there. Look how juicy this thing is. It's just so beautiful. And it's pink from edge to edge. You see it? Got that nice fat knob in the middle. The crust is going. Oh my God, this thing's gonna be good. Look how juicy this thing is. Wow. I know everybody here is gonna be happy with this thing.
Woo, that was a hell of a meal. Okay, so that was our prime rib seasoned up with Wassie's Classic Steak Seasoning. You can contact them at Wassie's in Melbourne Beach, Wassie's Meat Market. Fantastic stuff, you'll really enjoy it. Hey listen, thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for next week. We got the holidays coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas. We're gonna teach you how to do a turkey on the big green egg or any Kamado cooker or any grill for that matter, all right? Now check this out. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in with What's Cooking with Captain Ron. Hit subscribe down below, follow my YouTube channel. Check us out at Big Green Eggers of South Florida and follow me on Instagram, Cptnron302, Big Green Eggs and Ron. Come on along.